our story starts in North Yankton in 2004, where Michael Townley, Trevor Phillips, and their third mate Brad Snyder. These guys are master-level heist players, but this heist feels a bit fishy where everything goes south in FIB, which is GTA version of FBI. So after all the heist hiccups, FIB ends up sniping Brad, and Michael catching Trevor was in the FIB plan, but Trevor ends up escaping in the mist. Michael Townley is presumed dead with a proper funeral and all. But Michael was alive, who betrays his friends and fakes his death as Michael got a funeral and all. So Trevor thinks Michael is dead and FIB caught Brad and he is behind bars alive. Actually, Michael betrays his friends in return of getting that sweet witness protection armor from FIB, as FIB agent Dave Norton offers a deal to Michael where he helps in catching his friends. And then Michael can start a new life under witness protection, and his all previous criminal records will
His name is Dave Norton, nice guy, realist. He gets the glory, I get out.
Now, after 9 years, 2013, Michael changes his name from Townley to Michael DeSanta, and now he lives in Los Santos and has a big house. But like any family in Los Santos, Michael's family also needs therapy sessions. Because of his past and his relationship with his wife and family, here come my boys Franklin and Lamar. Both works for a corrupt car salesman. Michael's son Jimmy buys a car from the same salesman Franklin works for under hefty interest. And this corrupt salesman tasks Franklin in getting that car back even before the interest date starts. But after Franklin steals the car, Papa Michael was already inside it. And now Michael tells Frank to crash up his owner's showroom for messing with his son. With this stunt, Frank loses his job and he asks for any kind of job from Michael. And in midst of talking with Frank, Michael gets a call from his son as he's in a trouble. Frank assists Michael in saving his son, showcasing his driving skills, and both become friends. Michael finds out that his wife is cheating on him with tennis coach, and with Frank both chases that coach and arrives in a mansion. That tennis coach, and it belonged to Mexican drug dealer Martin Madrazo's girlfriend. And now to rebuild this mansion, and for not killing Michael, Martin asks for money. Michael was already mortgaged to his neck, and Michael knows only one way to make money. And he calls his old pal Lester Crest, who is a crippled hacker, and both ends up making a heist plan to rob a jewelry store. Michael recruits Franklin to this job, and with a hired crew, they successfully rob the store. And after robbing the store,
every day,
he
pal.
says his signature
Make sure this is
dialogue
one
to the
of them.
security guard. To news, the Michael pays his debt to Martin, but FIB special agent Dave Norton, Michael's pal, who erased Michael's records. He warns Michael that Trevor will find pattern in this, and he will search for him. And this is exactly what happens after hearing his friend's signature dialogue. Trevor thinks that maybe Michael is alive. Till now, Trevor thought Michael was dead, and Trevor searches for Michael Townley in Los Santos area through his contact. Trevor lives in outskirts of San Andreas in Blaine County, and here he deals in meth, cocaine, and guns. And to run these businesses successfully, he eliminates any business rivals or anyone who annoys him. And let's count rivals of Trevor Phillips Industries, whom he eliminates. Number 1, Liberty City's Lost Motorcycle Club, R.I.P. Johnny Klebitz. Number 2, several Latin American gangs. Number 3, his rival meth dealer, the O'Neill brothers. Number 4, he messes with the Merriweather PMC. Number 5, Chinese kingpin Wei Chung after poking or eliminating all of these guys. Trevor ends up finding Michael. Till now, Michael's relationship with his family is not that good, and Michael's family ends up leaving him. Now FIB Special Agent Steve Haynes want to pump up some money in his pockets through illegal methods. FIB hires Michael, Trevor, Franklin, and Lester to do their dirty work, in which we steal funds of rival FIB agency IAA for FIB. Then IAA also wants more funds from the government, so IAA let their nerve agent go out in wild in hands of terrorists for funds. FIB make plans to steal that nerve agent so that they can use it for funds from government, and they ask us to fund this mission. And Michael only knows one way to earn money. So this time we rob a Blaine County bank, and with the heist money, FIB buys helicopter and equipment for us, and then we successfully steal that nerve agent from IAA lab for FIB. In this operation, Steve Haynes has to shot himself up because he was on brink of being caught by IAA, and now IAA has their doubts for Haynes. Steve Haynes introduces Devin Weston to Michael, who is a millionaire. And to buy Michael, Devin Weston gives him a job with Michael's favorite movie producer, Richard Solomon. Michael happily works for Solomon and becomes an associate movie producer in Richard's next film. But Weston won an insurance claim by sabotaging the movie. Michael chases Weston's secretary, Molly, who was running with movie film. Molly gets scared by Michael and she ends up being chopped off in a plane engine, and Michael saves his movie. Now Devin Weston wants revenge from Michael Martin. Madrazo calls Trevor and Michael for some work. Both manage to recover Martin's files from a flying plane. Trevor asks for money from Martin in return of their services, but Martin refuses. So Trevor kidnaps Martin's wife. Now Michael cannot enter Los Santos till Trevor returns. Martin, his wife Trevor, robs a gold statue from a Merryweather train. Michael asks for this statue to give it to Martin so he could enter Los Santos in return. Michael promises the Union Depository, aka Big Score heist, which was their biggest last heist plan for this heist. Trevor gives this statue to Michael, and Michael convinces Trevor to return his wife as well. And now Michael can enter Los Santos. Trevor and Michael goes back and forth, and Trevor remembers about Brad, and he asks if Michael is alive, then who is buried in his grave. Michael tries to change the topic, but Trevor leaves for North Yankton. And after witnessing Brad in Michael's coffin, he understands about Michael's betrayal in 2004, and he stops trusting Michael. At this point, Trevor's Chinese rivals kidnap Michael because they thought Michael was his girlfriend. Chinese wanted to damage Trevor, but Trevor tells them do whatever they want with Michael. Chinese gang bring Michael to Los Santos, and with the help of Lester and Franklin, both save Michael from being butchered. Now Steve Haynes tells us that IAA is not trusting him, and Haynes wants us to delete his crime records from their database after getting into FIB servers. Michael deletes his own new crime records to lose his grip from Haynes, and team is successful in this mission. Now Lamar has been kidnapped by his rival Harnold. Frank asks for help of both Michael and Trevor, who aren't friends, cool with each other, but crew managed to save Lamar. Now Steve Haynes wants to kill Michael, but Steve Haynes' colleague Hernandez informs all agencies about Haynes' corruption, and in this standoff, IAA intervenes. Then Merryweather appears, and during this standoff, Michael is saved by Trevor, who tells him that only he can kill Michael, escaping from that situation. Michael and Trevor's forms a partnership to do that Union Depository heist. Not as friends, but partners. And after this last heist, everyone will go their own separate ways. Lester analyzes Union Depository weak spots, and I choose a subtle way of doing this. And we successfully enter the building by making van drivers hostage, and acting as workers, we successfully complete this biggest heist. And now Lester will melt these tons of gold at its own pace and give us our cuts, but the game doesn't end there. Now Devin Weston still wants his revenge on Michael, so he approaches Franklin and killing him, and FIB Dave. Norton tells Franklin to kill Trevor as he was the source of all troubles. Franklin chooses Death Wish option, and Frank calls. Lester and Frank is able to patch up both buddies, and after surviving Merryweather's wave after waves, and now all of them know to be alive, they have to eliminate their rivals. So Frank eliminates Trevor's Chinese Wei Cheng problem. Trevor snipes Steve Haynes, who was controlling Michael, and Michael eliminates Frank and Lamar's rival Harold Stretch Joseph, and in last all of them kidnaps Devin Weston and ends his chapter Swell, and now FIB agent Dave Norton will help all of them deleting their criminal records so everyone can live freely, and from there on, all of these guys goes their separate ways remaining friends. And that's the end of GTV story. Thanks for watching.